Hey everybody, how's it going? Chuck here. What are we doing today? We're going to pull that back end off that 2005 Suzuki M50. We're really due for a back tire. So the how-to video for the day, we're pulling the back tire off. I'm going to show you step by step how to take it off there. First thing we need to do, got the saddle bags. These particular bags right here, instead of unzipping them, we got to take this out first, pull the back seat off, and then take the saddle bags. Much easier, because after a while, the zippers on these bags tend to get a little cranky about going back on, so it's really a lot less headache to pull the seat off than pull the bags off. So, we'll see you at the next step. Okay, take this back seat off, 6mm Allen wrench. Get it back in behind here, and I've already broken it. It's already been broken loose. So you just want to run that out. There's that. Sorry people, I have my hands full. Now you take the seat and pull it straight back. Da-da, there it is. Now we can remove the bags. Excuse me, they're tied down here. We got to untie them first, but you got the point. Be right back. Okay, now that we got the bags out of the way, your first step of getting this axle out, right here, this cap, you might get lucky to pull with your finger, but not likely. But there's a little tab, a little hole slot right there. It may be positioned anywhere, but this one's right there. Get you a flathead screwdriver, get it behind it, wedge it out. Then we come around to the other side of the bike, and we got this castellated nut, and we need to remove that key right there, and pull it right out. It always helps when you got some form of little bucket, basket, or whatever, just to keep all your small parts in. Now that we got that pin out, this side over here is a 17mm. This side over here is a 22mm. And what we're going to do, I'm going to be on one side, hold it with a ratchet, and we're going to take the impact to the other side and snatch that nut off. Just be sure to take the castle nut and the washer off. Now, we kind of got a little bit ahead of ourselves at this point. We need to get the bike up off the ground next before we start pulling the axle out. Pull the axle out now, you got a problem. So we're going to get the bike jacked up. Okay, for those of you who don't have a bike jack, we're going to do a little redneck engineering here. We got a regular forward jack for our car underneath the swing arm here. And we're going to jack it up. Take this and slide underneath the frame. It holds it square. It does a great job. Actually, I have my old Yamaha SX650 that I'm building. I've done the same way with it. So we're going to jack this up here, get it up high enough to slide that under. Okay, quick rundown of what we did. Forward jack was under the swing arm here. Of course, what you didn't see is we put the rag underneath it so it wouldn't scratch the swing arm. Then once you're only picking up on one side here, which is going to make the bike want to tilt that way. So you got a helper on the other side pushing the bike back this way. That'll keep it balanced to the point where you can get it up off the ground. Then you take the block and brick. And you see your weld point right here. Here's your kickstand, of course. See your weld point here. You see where the block is right there. The bike is actually at a good pivot point where the bike will actually rock it a little bit back and forth. So that's basically how we got it to the point we're at now. Now we're going to pull this back wheel off. Okay, for our next step, we'll put the castellated nut back on here. Just for the sake, we're going to take a hammer here just a minute and tap that axle out. But what you need to do next, down here you've got this arm that controls the braking system, keeps it in place so it doesn't rotate when you apply the brakes. We're going to get new pads put on, new brake shoes put into this wheel. So instead of just worrying about pulling this off, we're going to go ahead and run this on out, take it out that way. That way it's just, as far as having to adjust your brakes later on, you're going to have new pads anyway. So you just kind of squeeze that back, run this back. Because you're going to get new pads, new shoes put inside the wheel anyway, so you want to readjust your brakes later. That's how that's done. Pull this arm back, and that drops down, that's clear. Now, keep an eye on your springs and stuff, because they will slide off. So you just want to go ahead and slide them off and put them in your little small parts bucket. Next thing we need to do, this arm needs to come off. Okay, your arm down here, each side is a 14mm. So put your 14mm wrenches on there, loosen up that back nut right there, and remove that.
14 also.
Alright, once you get this removed, you've got another one on this arm way back here. Let me get my hand back here. Right there, you got to loosen that one too, because what's going to happen, this arm right here this arm attached to your brake plate here has to drop down, because when we remove the spacer and pull the axle, this whole wheel's got to move this way to come off the shaft drive. So your next step, loosen that up there, and the only thing you got to do is drop it down. You don't have to remove it. Okay, you can see that the arm just kind of hanging out down here, swinging around. Now we're going to bump this axle back. Put the rag back over your pipe so you don't damage them. Not Cobra drag pipes on this one. Not Cobra drag, these are street shots, aren't they? Yeah. And once you do that, then you're going to take your punch, screwdriver, whatever, get right in the middle of it right there, and just drive it on through. See, one side's going to fall through, so I'm going to do the other side. Then you can start pulling on the axle, and the tire's going to be ready. Well, I've already pulled the spacer out over here. Okay, spacer is out. It's sitting right there. So now at this point, what we do, pull the axle back out further enough that the wheel is going to come back this way, and you can drop it right out.
Take it all the way out. That way we can get all this back on it.
Alright, then you come over here and you should be able to take your hand pretty much pull the axle out. Ta-da! Axle is out. Then put the spacer back on and put the castle nut back on so you don't lose anything. Put it back over here in the parts. And there's a shoulder bolt that came off that arm for the brake plate. At this point, get back here so you get a good shot. Grab the wheel and pull it towards you. There it is. She's free. And roll it back out of the way. And y'all can see why we're pulling it off. We got no tread left. He rides the hell out of this thing. I got news for you guys. So we'll roll this over here. Alright, once get the new tire mounted, here's your drive up in here. This is where the drive shaft and all that mesh is up in here that makes you go down the road. You want this right here cleaned out real good when you get it back. And you want to put some good heavyweight grease up inside here to make sure everything, no binding, everything moves like it should.
You just said you're supposed to grease out.
Oh, don't forget that axle I pulled out a moment ago. Be sure you grease it good too. Now here's your drive system. Drive shaft here, you got a shaft up inside this right here that spins on a set of gears that's all housed up inside this. You'd have to pull these bolts here, see that? We're not going there. But this whole thing right here, you want to clean that out real good. So you got a little bit of debris right there around the teeth. You want to clean all that up real good and grease up inside there. Grease right here before you see the spacer. You go grease up inside that. Basically just grease everything. So, be back with you in a moment. Alright everyone, closing this, like I said, pointed out that you want all this right here cleaned up real well and use some good heavyweight grease like you'd pack wheel bearings. And here's the actual shaft that we pulled out. Put a good coating of grease on that too, because what you don't want is for the axle to be up inside there and seize up against your bearings, because here's your bearings here and all the way up inside there. And see, there you go. Pack it up good with that right there. Forward. We want to run, don't we? Oh shit, I got a Mustang. I can't say that. Anyway.
Is it running?
No. I put the motor back in one day. But you can see up inside here for debris from road debris and the grease getting caked up. You just get up inside there, make sure all that's good and clean. So, and you got the slime up inside there, getting all that out. So in closing, this is pretty much how you take the back wheel off. Assembly is same as reverse disassembly, just with the exception of all the cleaning you got to do. So we're probably taking this tire in a couple of days. Go get a tire mounted on it.
Tuesday.
Huh?
Tuesday.
Oh, it's going Tuesday. So that's how you remove the back wheel of a 2005 Suzuki M50. So everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, which I've seen a lot of that going on lately, heck, I'm gaining like 2 or 3 a day. I really appreciate everybody for their comments and the subscribes that they're putting in. So everyone, have yourself a great day. Peace out. See y'all.